Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Wygant, and today I'm going to be going over some useful Excel functions. So the ones that we're going to be hitting today are sort and filter, conditional formatting, find and replace, and COUNTIF. Sort and filter, this is a very useful tool to use when you're using Excel, regardless if you have a large set of data or a small set of data. It's used to create a very easily organized information, and you can organize it and sort it. Numbers, you can go from smallest to largest or largest to smallest, and then words, you can go from A to Z or Z to A. To see that in action, let's look at our example set of data. Let's say I want to take the salary and organize it from smallest salary to largest salary. Go over to sort and filter, push from smallest to largest here. We'll then put all the data in the order from the smallest salary of Eric to the highest salary of Tim. Another thing I can do is just add the filter to all of the cells here. I can push this button in the top left, sort and filter, and just add the filter here. Now a little arrow appears at the top of each column, which I can click. Let's say for name, I actually want to go from A to Z. Now it has Alyssa on top and Tim at the bottom. That's a very easy way to use it, and whenever you have a large set of data, it can organize it like that to make it very easy to digest. Moving on to conditional formatting, this allows you to get a lot of visual demonstrations to show the differences between your data. So the main keys are highlighting certain cells, adding data bars, color schemes, and icon sets as well. Going back to my data set, let's say for, again, the salary. I choose this row. I push this conditional formatting button right here. Push this. Let's say I want to see difference in the amount of money using some bars to see it. So I add in the green data bar for money. You see Tim with the $250,000 is making a lot more than everyone else, and the bar shows it very easily. You can also just see the stark differences between Eric's $7,000 and Marcus's $120,000. You can also say for the household occupants, you can highlight this row. Say I want the highlighted between 2 and 5, let's say. I'll highlight those for the amount of people who have that those numbers, and not highlight the other numbers, so like 1, 6, things like that. So it has those highlighted, and you can use some other ones as well. Let's say I want to highlight all of the salaries that are above $50,000 or $80,000. Let's do. I again click conditional formatting, highlight cells greater than $80,000. So now only the cells that are greater than 80,000 are highlighted. So it gives you very easy visual ways to organize the data and point out different cells. Moving on to find and replace, this will search your sheet for your desired word or number and can easily switch it out for a different one. To go into the Excel, this can be done in 2 different ways. Firstly, you can just do Control F, and that's the find. You just click replace here. Let's say I want to replace the word single. Type in the word single here, and let's say I want to replace it with a 0. Push replace all. Now you see that all the singles have been replaced with a 0. Let's say I want to change household occupants. Let's say I want to change the 1 to alone. So I push that. You see there's an issue that occurs. When I do that, all of the ones in the salary also disappear. So I'm going to quickly undo that with Control Z. And instead of using Control F, I'm going to click the Find and Select up here to go to Replace. And I'm going to make sure the Match Entire Cell Contents is selected. means that the entire cell has to match what I'm searching for in order for it to be replaced. Now I can replace all, and the people who live alone are now labeled as alone. So when you have a large amount of data, this is really useful to use, as instead of having to search one by one, you can just do that function and easily replace everything. Lastly is going to be the COUNTIF function. Again, this is really useful when you have a large amount of data, where you can use this function to have the Excel sheet count the amount of cells that correspond with what you're looking for and give you that number. The way it works is you do in a fresh cell equal COUNTIF. It will tell you what they need from you, so the range and the criteria. So if I try it out in here, I go to equal COUNTIF, and for the range in here, I want to know how many people are living in a household occupant of 2. So I add in my range of these. This one is actually 15. And I want to know how many people live with 2. Once I'm done, I close off those parentheses and enter. And there's 4 different people living in a household of 2. I want to take this a step further though. And let's say I want to know how many people are single living in a household of 2 or more. What I can do here, I can take the range of marital status, and I now have a single people set to 0. So that's my first set of criterion range. For my second, I want to know how many people are living in a household of 2 or more. Whenever I want to do an amount that starts with a greater than, equal sign, anything like that, you need to have quotation marks first, otherwise it will not work. If I want greater than, equal to 2, because that gives me the range of not living alone. And once I do that, I mean that there's 5 people who are single and not living alone. You can also use COUNTIFs for words as well. So let's say I want to know how many people are married. I choose my marital status, and I have it set to married. Close that off, and there's 6 people married. So it's very useful for setting the criteria and counting that amount of numbers. So thank you all for listening. I hope you learned something. Have a good rest of your day.